Well, you still have the traditional tri-media, so newspapers, radio, TV. I think that still is quite relevant, especially in the provincial areas where there's no internet connectivity. But I think just in the last 5 years alone, the power of social media has already surpassed tri-media. So right now, most news is consumed via social media, and in terms of driving public opinion, even journalists themselves have become content creators. So you have the likes of Jackie Manabat, Ian Esguerra. They've already left their traditional media houses. They've started out on their own. They created their own brands. So the role of the journalist and the role of the influencer has started to intersect. And then at the same time, let's not forget the impact of disinformation. Disinformation primarily spreads through social media and chat apps. So I think that needs to be a primary priority for people in the journalist space. Yeah, I think it's more an opportunity, but there are dangers. So just focusing on the opportunity, I spoke recently at the Philippine Press Institute about the use of generative AI. I mean, specifically generative AI in newsrooms. It has the ability to automate content creation, the ability to help with planning, and also the ability to deliver learning and development, which can onboard more journalists faster. But I think the roadblock there is our education institutions are still quite traditional. So if you take a BS journalism degree, or AB journalism rather, Bachelor of Arts in Journalism, you will probably not be encouraged to use AI at this point. So it's something you have to learn outside. Now, as far as the dangers, it also multiplies, it also makes more efficient the creation of fake news, and especially when you look at deep fakes. I think that's a clear and present danger with using these tools. I think that the fact that they're general purpose, these chatbots and image generation tools, and now you have audio generation, music generation, voice generation. The fact that they're general purpose means that you can use them for anything. You can use them for good or bad. And I think that's the big challenge. How do you establish codes of conduct to police it? There are existing MIL, Media Information Literacy programs. I think that's part of standard curricula at the primary level. But I don't think they really address disinformation specifically. At the same time, it doesn't cover AI, it doesn't cover social media. So I think there needs to be a big push to update the curriculum. At the same time, there's not enough collaboration from my perspective. That's why we formed Data Ethics. There's not enough collaboration with the media sector, private sector, public sector, academia to swap best practices. We only do that when there's some special events, usually by HSF and other foundations, to bring together, learning, but it's not regular. My vision would be to mimic Finland. Finland is my peg. Finland teaches about this information at the primary school level. They also teach 1% of their population in AI, and we need that kind of education for us to be competitive. Well, it's going to be a big problem right now if we don't police the abuse of AI, like deepfakes. But at the same time, AI can be a good tool for education. It can be a good tool to make content creation more effective. So I can imagine during elections, the candidates who will use AI will be more effective compared to those that do not. And at the same time, we have to educate people about kind of the way AI can be used to mislead people. So it's going to be an arms race between candidates and the media. The people who adopt AI first will have the competitive advantage. Yeah, I mean, we saw just recently the elections in Indonesia was dominated by TikTok and AI. The winning candidate used TikTok and AI to basically create a campaign to rebrand himself. And that got him votes in the Gen Z population. So by 2028, there will be some Gen Alpha already who are old enough to vote. And these are, people who were born into the internet and AI world. You don't remember the analog world. So increasingly, I would expect the candidates in 2028 to be using AI to influence votes. And that also, in a way, alienates the older generation. Like myself, I'm a Gen X, and of course the boomers. We will be less and less in touch with the market as more of it is driven by AI. So opinion makers need to also start using AI, otherwise they'll get left behind.
Yeah.